that last hit, if you play like that, playing classical music, you say, don't slap the piano. But you got to slap the piano to get that good, solid, dry, nice, crisp rhythm. And jazz is about the rhythm. The instrument we had at home was Hammond organ, not the piano. And so it's still the keyboard instrument. So I was starting to play, that's the very first song I actually played. It was the Mac the Knife from Kurt Weill. And because it's all black keys, it's easy to play that. So that's how I started. And I was probably 2 or 3 because my father was the jazz pianist and organist in Japan. It was a natural thing for me to sort of follow what he was doing. So my mother told me to try piano. And so I had a piano lesson at the age of 5. And I just simply hated it. I had the textbook. And it was about, well done. It's like, what the hell is this? And it was much more fun to play the songs. And of course, piano has only one keyboard. The Hammond has the 2 keyboards, and you can get the different sound. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to play piano. This is for someone else. I don't play piano. And then I just stuck to the organ until, let's see, and I'm playing jazz music, learning music by ear. So the reading music wasn't really the thing for me because the first reading experience was so bad for me, so boring. And I kept on playing organ just by learning tunes by ear. And then my uncle had a ticket to go to see Oscar Peterson, great Oscar Peterson solo piano concert, but he couldn't go, so he gave me the ticket. I said, "Oh, you like jazz, right?" I said, "Yeah." "What is this?" "Oh, it's a great pianist." I said, "No, I'm not quite interested in piano, but trust me, you like this one." And as soon as he started playing, and I was sitting like this, and as soon as the first 4 bars, I was like, "What?" And I was literally crying. I was so happy to find out the piano can be played like this. I went to Berklee because I wanted to learn the jazz theory. Um, I basically don't like to be taught. I like to find a lot of things by myself. Even my dad says I'm playing something, I'm struggling with the changes or melodies. He says, "Do you want me to show you?" Because no, go away. I wanted to find out myself. But I knew in order to become an arranger, I knew I have to be taught. And I didn't want to be taught by someone who's okay. I wanted to be taught by someone who I can really, really dig and respect. And for that, I had to go to Berklee because when I was in high school, um, I was studying with this wonderful musician named Tadao Kitano. He's from Osaka. He had a big band. And he actually made me, he was a piano player and also the band leader, big band leader. But he gave me his chair to play in his band when I was 15 years old. And he even wrote the chart arrangement for me to play with the big band as me being a soloist. And I said to myself, okay, someday I'm gonna, thank back to him by when he retires, I'm gonna take over this band and I'll keep writing an arrangement. So in order for me to do that, I need to learn how to write. So that's why I went to Berklee. And during that, getting preparation, during the preparation for going to Berklee, I heard Toshiko Akiyoshi. She's still alive, 93 years old, still playing, lives in New York. And I heard her big band when I was in high school. And again, it's like the same experience like when I heard Oscar Peterson. And how could she write something like this? It was just so wonderful. And I found out she went to Berklee. So I said, okay. And I went to Berklee. And by then, I was a pretty good jazz pianist. And, because my idol was Oscar Peterson. And if you keep transcribing or mimicking his style, you have to sort of become better as a pianist. So I had pretty good technique to play fast or a lot of things. And so uh, my main thing at the Berklee was to learn how to write. So learn the music theory and also how to compose, and there was a lot about writing that I did at Berklee, and which helped me a lot as a improviser. Because as a process of learning how to compose, you learn so many, not just the techniques, but also you meet so many different composers, including classical. And that would lead to my debut, because that's when I really started to hear classical music. I had an offer from Sapporo Symphony Orchestra. I think the music director at the time was Tadaaki Otaka, a great conductor, maestro. He was the conductor at Wales Symphony here. Um, for some reason, uh, he thought that he really wanted to make me play Mozart. He told me afterwards, and I didn't know about this because I never met him, and I was not even interested in playing classical music at all at the time. So Sapporo Symphony gave me an offer to play in a concert, and I thought it's a Rhapsody in Blue they wanted me to play because I'm a jazz pianist. And then after I accepted, I let it sit there for about 6 months or so, and then I had my manager called him up about 6 months, 6 months later, just to make sure it's Rhapsody in Blue. He goes, okay. So he hung up, and he calls me back in 2 minutes. He goes, they say Mozart. I said, what? Mozart? Because they don't say it's not Rhapsody in Blue. They want you to play Mozart. I said, I can't play Mozart. I never played Mozart in my life, and I don't even know one of them. And so why don't you call back and ask them to change the program? And you never do that, actually. Uh, but so he called them up and said, they said, no, I have to play Mozart. So okay, and I know he's written a few Mozart in piano concerto. So I asked him to call back again and which Mozart concerto they want me to play. And they said they want me to pick one. So I said, okay, I'm gonna have to listen to all of them. And little did I know that he has written 27 concertos. And I got in my car, I drove over to the CD shop, and first time in my life, I walk into the classical section, which is protected by glass, so that the other music they're playing in other areas don't come in, you know. So I asked the guy, I said, do you have the whole Mozart concerto package? And he said, oh, yes, we do. And he came back with the box this big. And I'm like freaking out. I said, how many concerts are there? And then I found out 27. Oh my God, I have to listen to all of them. And so I did. It took me 10 days, and I picked number nine. And for two reasons, no, three reasons actually. One was I like the second movement very much. Uh, and two, that was the only concerto that had a minuet in the middle of the third movement, which really surprised me. And three, this may not be a good reason to pick a concerto, but that's the only concerto that I get to play as soon as the orchestra starts playing. I don't have to wait for the long intro that would make me nervous to death. So the music goes, piano, right? And then they play for about 2 minutes and until I come back in with the trailer. But once I touch the piano, once I get on the stage, it's fine. But you get up on the stage, you take a bow. I couldn't picture myself sitting there, not doing anything, not touching the keyboard until my turn comes up. After hearing all the beautiful sound created by the beautiful orchestra, then I have to come in with a trio, which was one of my weakest thing to do when I started to play classical piano. We don't do the trio in jazz in such way. So that was the reason why I picked that concerto. Then I played it. I was nervous to death. I don't remember how I played. My heart was beating all the time. I could feel my heartbeat on my ear top. It was that strong. And I finished it without a major accident. And people seemed to like it so much. And there's all classical fans. And also Tadaki Maestro said, oh, that was wonderful. I said, was it? And I don't know what was wonderful, but he sent the word out to many conductors, friends, and orchestras, and Makoto plays very interesting Mozart. And so that's how I got more offers to play Mozart, and that was 2003, and that's that everything started. I listened to it a lot. I listened to it. I tried to uh, not memorize, but try to learn the song, the whole story of the concerto, and also I learned the orchestra parts. And if I wish I had my computer here. Then I what I do is I get the score, and I open my computer and I play each parts into my computer. So it's fun actually. So I also have to read, French horns and cor anglais and all the different transpose scores. So it's a good practice for me too. But then I record everything on the computer with my hands. So there are two benefits from that. Is I learned so much about orchestration. Not only I learned about the song, and two, once it's finished, I have a karaoke to practice with. So when I actually get to the orchestra rehearsal, I have no surprise. I know everything about all the parts. I know where the oboe comes in. I know where the flute comes in. So it happened to me when uh, first time I played the concerto in F. I thought I knew the piece, so I studied just the piano part. And I got to the orchestra. In the first rehearsal, I fell apart because I'm hearing so many things that I didn't notice on the record. And so I said, oh, this is not good because I listen so much and I play with an orchestra. If I hear something that I wasn't aware, it sort of freaks me out. So ever since I always, get a karaoke and I get the score. One of the hard one was the Paganini variations with the full orchestra Rachmaninoff. There's so many notes to play on orchestra part. It took me a long time to do it, but it's fun. That's how I learned concerto. So it's the same way as why I learned jazz music because I don't read the music like classical people do. It takes me forever if I just had the music in front of me. And even some scores like a Prokofiev, he would have some harmony that we jazz musicians wouldn't even think of. And I'm reading and I hit some notes and I'm like talking with the Prokofiev. Come on, you don't do that. That's a wrong note, isn't it? So I really have to have the music heard. I mean, I have to hear the music first. That's how I learn. I'm basically hearing the rhythm and the harmony. So that's why we're able to improvise. You know, uh, like we don't hear. Da-da-be-da-da. We hear this. So that's why we are able to make a variation, something like that. That's not a good example, but so that's why I can change the harmony or melody. You end up on the E flat. So that's how we improvise because we heard harmony and we have vocabularies. So that's why something like Rachmaninoff, if I play it well enough, if I play long enough to digest the harmony, I can change it. In fact, I've been sort of changing a little bit without hoping without ruining the piece. You know, like I go like is it? Let's see. Not this part. I go. So now all of a sudden it becomes like a Gershwin because of the. Um, Rachmaninoff probably wouldn't approve of what I do, but that's how I hear it sometimes. The From Ozone Till Dawn project was because we started it during the COVID because all the young people with so much talent didn't have any place to play Well, none of us did, but they were so prepared that they was ready to go, and everything, all the doors are closed, shut down. And so I wanted to prepare in case I have a chance to play for even live streaming. I wanted to make sure that they get a chance to be exposed. So that was the first that was the idea. And then I started to share a lot of important issues, not just about music, not about just playing right or playing great. Um, as a musician, as a professional musician, uh, what you should be aware of uh, as a human being. And so, some of them agreed, some of them didn't. And but it was important for me to share this. I didn't, even when I was teaching at school, Kunitachi School of Music, College of Music, I never tell anyone this is what you should play. This is how I want you to play. I said, you figure it out. Especially the good musicians, I was very tough because if they play the same intro, I said, no, no, I heard the intro before. And I wanted to encourage them to find the joy of pushing yourself to the limit to see if you can do it or not. And that's what I've been doing. I mean, come on, going into classical field was totally unnecessary for a jazz musician, to go into the field that you're so weak at, you're so ignorant of. But that what makes you grow. And I wanted to share that with a lot of young people who are coming up. And it's actually very rewarding to see them grow, not only as a musician, but also as the human uh, who does this work. And even just how to take a bow, or how to prepare things, and how to have a communication with an orchestra or staff, all these important things besides playing music. And I'm grateful to all the young musicians that uh, they also give me so much in exchange musically, because they play my songs, uh, but they would do something completely I don't expect, and that would really inspire me. So it's not one way. And I'm very excited that, especially my trio, Shinpei on bass and Kunito on the drums. And I try to tell them um, to be alert all the time. Don't put yourself on automatic pilot, because I don't know what the heck I'm going to play next bar. I might stop. I might slow down. I may play completely pianissimo. So just expect that I will probably do completely different thing from what we rehearsed. And that's, for me, fun. And my drummer, another drummer that I play with a lot in the States, his name is Clarence Pan. He gave me a great quote. He said, two quotes that I love. He said, one is, don't take the next beat for granted, because you feel the tempo, but it could be like dun 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 dun. Just one little message. Don't miss that one, because he might do it. He might want to slow down, even though we didn't rehearse it. So that was his. And also he said, I don't try to play music. I let the music play me. To me, that's everything. Especially if you're improvising. You could always play great. You know, Another good friend of mine, the great jazz drummer, Jeff Tain Watts, told me this. He told my class, actually. He came to my school and gave an improvisation master class. And after he had answered all the questions, and okay, no more questions. And he said, Akut, I want to share one thing with you before I finish. Because if you're playing an improvised music, and if you had the night that you felt really great playing, you weren't really improvising. So I said, bingo. you know. So the journey continues. And I'm so happy that I'm sharing my journey with the younger generations, because they see me. If I'm taking a break, they'll see me. So it's good that I keep on trying to play difficult concertos.